Hello friends, welcome back to this tutorial series of Jetpack Compose, and here in this video we are going to learn about modifiers in Compose. So earlier in previous videos of this tutorial series we have used some of the modifiers, but I have told you that don't pay much attention about it that time, and we will be having a separate dedicated video about modifiers in Compose. So this is that video. So modifiers are basically chain of instructions that are given to improve the UI. So modifiers, let's consider modifiers as the properties which are used in a modifiers, that are the properties that can be applied to each and every composable, and such properties are collected together and put in a modifier class. So modifier can be applied to each and every composable in our layout. So let's jump to the Android Studio and see how the modifiers work in practical usage. So here I am in an Android Studio project, and here I have created a separate file, modifiers practice. So here we will be doing all the modifiers practice. So first thing, ignore about this one because this is the thing which I wanted to cover in this video as a part. So I have written this as a comment. I will first create a function here with a prev that will create a composable function which annotated with preview and composable. I'll give it a name as a modifier demo. Okay, and I'll write preview show system UI equal to true, and so yes, now we are able to see the system UI. And here first thing I just want to show that we'll take a column here, and for the column we'll take two texts here. First one, let's say hello world with a style, text style as font size as a 30 sp to make it better visibility. And I'll just copy this, again put another text. It will be Jetpack Compose. Okay, now we are able to see the two texts. So first modifier I just wanted to discuss, that is the background. So where we generally give the background, any composable we give modifier as a parameter to the function. That is this is a composable function, that is a column, and here every composable function can accept this modifier. So I'll just pass this modifier equal to modifier, and as soon as you write modifier and dot, you get a lot of these properties. So these properties are common to each and every composable. So these properties are all modifier properties. We can modify the UI behavior of our composable, that's modifier. So if we want to apply modify background, then just write dot background, and here it accepts two types. So I just want to show you, but color equal to color dot, let's say green. Okay, so you will see that green color has been applied, and it is applied to only this much of amount. Why? Because we know already the any composable will take only the space as much as it needs. So this column has these two children, and the space required combining both of these children, column will only take that much of space, unless we specify explicitly some different size for the column. Next composable I wanted to discuss is, next modifier, clip. Okay, that's a great one. So that text is the column is by default. If you can, I'll just zoom it here. If you can see, it is by default rectangular shape, that is it has sharp corners. But if I want the corners to be something like rounded, so we can have one modifier for that, that's a clip, and this clip accepts a shape, and in this shape we can pass shape equal to rounded corner shape. So there are many more types of shapes. So this is one of the type that I wanted to discuss, and just wanted to show how this works. This require corner equal to corner size. So I'll just write corner size, and it requires basically corner radius. So I'll just write 16.dp, and why it is not importing, size 16 dot corner size. Let me do it again. Corner size, okay, size dot dp. Now it will take, okay, it had two variations, dp and float. It also takes a percentage. So I'll just write 16.dp. I'm not sure why it's not importing this dp. Okay, let's do it manually. Okay, now we are able to give a dp size to this one, and if you can see, okay, let me rearrange those. Yes, now we'll be able to see the clip effect here, and it didn't work the first time, but when I rearrange those, then that changed the UI actually, and there is a reason behind that, because I'll explain the reason at the last. Okay, so be with me. So this is how it works. This clip modifier works. It clips the composable in a shape that you want, and here we have provided the shape equal to rounded corner shape, and to what and how it should clip that with the corner size of 16 dp, and this corner radius is of 16 dp, and this type of effect you will get. If you want to, like many applications use such buttons like with a rounded corners, and they want to some click behavior on that one. But if I want to do that in XML, then there is lot of things we need to do, create a separate drawable. But in Compose, these are really just a one line task. So that's why Compose is very great. Another thing I just want to discuss what comes next is a alpha. Okay, it's alpha. If we want to create some transparency in that, so in that case we can just use an alpha. Okay, if I want to make this a bit transparent, then this is the modifier that can help us to achieve that, and it accepts an float value. The float value for the alpha ranges from 0 to 1, and it accepts a float value. So I'll just write 0.5f. As soon as I write it, you can see some notice some difference here. Yes, so transparency has been increased, and if you can click on this one, this already said float range is from 0.0 to 1.0. so this is the thing that alpha can provide us. If I just remove this one, or if you can just increase this one, then it changes the transparency level. If you will just make it change it again 0.3f, then it will make it more transparent. So this is how the alpha works. I'll remove this for now. Okay, now next thing I wanted to cover is width, height. So by default, this column is taking this much of width and this much of height. Okay, now we can give explicitly width and height. We have already done that in previous video. So let's make it as width as 300.dp and see the difference. Okay, 300 dp. This much of text, this much of size is a 300 dp, and it expanded. Dot height we can also set at 300.dp, and you can see as soon as we do that, it also appears it also wraps the 300 dp here as well. So here we have width also 300 dp, height also 300 dp, but if we want to set both width and height as the same, then there is a better way to do that with the size modifier. size equal to 300.dp, and you will see nothing will change. Yes, why? Because size is basically is the combination of width and height. If we are just passing this using the size modifier and passing this much of dp value, then but it will make it both make it match width and height appropriate, like just like a square. This is the modifier size. And if we want to fill up the whole space of here, if you want this column to fill up the whole space here, let's first see how if we want this column to fill whole space of the at the width. So basically which we can use is, we have fill max width here, and if you can see here, it has filled already the maximum width. The equivalent of this XML layout was the match parent. So this is a match parent attribute in Compose. It fills the maximum width of the available here. And if we want, we can also do this for the same for the height as well. So it will span the whole height for this one. And again, if we want to fill the full width and height in single attribute, then we have an attribute called as a fill max size. So it will do both of the things. It will expand both horizontally and vertically to all the available space here. This is about fill max size. Next thing I wanted to cover is the offset. Okay, that's a great. Okay, we have here column here, but what if I want to change the text? By default, every composable start from the top left corner. So all the composable are starting in top left corner here. But I want this hello world to start from somewhere value. So I can achieve that with the help of offset. So I'll just write a modifier here for this hello world text composable, and modifier can be accepted for here as well. I'm giving it a separate value, modifier dot offset, and by default it has the values of 0 0, so it will do nothing. But as soon as I pass some values here, I have coordinates. Just assume this like just a graph, and here is horizontal is an x-axis and vertical is a y-axis. So if I give it a value like some values, then it will expand horizontally and vertically according to the axis directions. Here, let's say I'll make it x as a 30 and y 30.dp and y as also as a 30.dp, and you can see this hello world text moves. Yes, it now moved, but it went inside this Jetpack Compose, this another text. Yes, why? Because these are inward. If we give an offset here, so this text composable will start from there. Regardless, there already exists some another composable or some other text, that doesn't matter, but it will start from there, and the another composable will continue to drawn from there. So giving an offset will not push another composable anywhere. We have another attribute also as a padding. We have already used that padding, but in order to show the difference between offset and padding, that if I given an offset as a x and y attribute as a 30 dp, then it moved towards here. This text composable, this hello world has been moved, but it didn't move Jetpack Compose, that is another text composable. But if we use padding here with the same values like padding, so padding has various variations, like in the Control P, you have a flexibility to define all this, like padding. If you want to apply padding to all of the edges, all of the sides, all four sides, then you can just directly pass the value all equal to, and it will give the value. If you want to apply the padding only to the horizontal, then you can do that and if you want to apply only through vertical, then you can do that. Vertical means it will make the padding from both top and bottom. You can and if you want to specifically give special padding for the uh, right, left, top and bottom, then you can do that with this one, start, top, end and bottom, this last one variation. So we will be going to use this last one variation, start equal to 30.dp and top equal to 30.dp. okay, and now you can see the difference here. Yes, now the hello world has hello world is here, and it didn't get into Jetpack, this another text capture, this Jetpack Compose. Instead, it pushed the Jetpack Compose below, and it's started from here on padding. So this is the difference between offset and padding. So why did it happen? Because when we have given the offset value, the composable actually, this text composable actually started from here. But in case of this padding, composable didn't start from here. This text composable is still starting from this corner. To clarify this, I am just giving a background here. Background equal to color dot red. Okay, so you can see actually from where this text composable started, and you can see it started from this corner itself. But this padding is just moving, giving a space here, and from here, from start and top, it is just giving a space here. And in case of offset, the text composable was actually starting from here itself. So if I just applied offset here again to clarify the thing, and put an X and Y here, then you can see with the help of this background. Okay, now it has been started from here itself. You can see here. If I rearrange those, then you can get a good idea. Yes, and this started from here itself. So this is about how the difference between offset and padding. Next thing I just wanted to cover is align attribute. Okay, so I'll just this one, and I'll again apply the align here itself. Dot align on this hello world text. Dot align, it takes an alignment argument, alignment at horizontal. So we can just write alignment dot end, and as you can guess, it will shift the text composable here. It will align it to the end. We can also align it as a center, not center horizontally. And now as expected, it will come here. So this is just like a text alignment we set in a Microsoft Word or any another text editor. So this is the attribute we can use to achieve that. Next one, padding we have already discussed, and the border. Yeah, this is the one of the interesting thing we can achieve. I'll remove this background and whole modifier as well actually. Okay, now these both are normal border. So I just want to apply border to this column. For that, I'll remove this fill max size, and I'll just apply a border here. Border. So it takes a first a width. So I'll just write a width, let's say 5 dp, and also color equal to color dot let's say red. Okay, and you can see a red border appearing here. Let me remove this clip for now, so it will make you understand more better. So yes, now you are able to see the border is here. So, and if I wanted to do this in XML, then I had to create a separate drawable and do a lot of things here. but here in the compose there it will directly attribute border. It just asks for, okay, I'll just give you border, just tell me a width, how much width your border you need and of which color border you need, and compose will automatically make a border to our any composable. So this is a there are very easy functions in composable in modifiers that makes our life very easy, and you can be so much creative with this all these modifiers. There's just so much flexibility available here. Next thing I wanted to cover is okay, modifier.clickable. I just show you right now. So there is again attribute as a modifier.clickable. With the help of that, we can make any composable clickable. Let's say this is the text. By default, any text is not clickable, but we can make text composable as well a clickable attribute. So I won't be doing anything inside this, but in order to show you that this can be clicked, we can just write it in, and I'll just start interactive mode here. Okay, and if I just click on this one, then you can see a button like hovering effect when I touch on it, saying that it gives a feedback that this is getting clicked. If I click on this one, this doesn't give any feedback because we haven't applied clickable attribute, clickable modifier here, but for the above text it let us click on this one and perform an action on the click of this one. Okay, after stopping in this interactive mode, it works normally. So, and what I have done recently, if you are not aware about that one, then there is a cool feature in Compose that is you can just start interactive mode here, and you can actually interact with this one without actually launching this in your physical device or in emulator. We can check such interactions here with this interactive mode. So this is one of the cool feature I loved about Compose. Now at the last, I just wanted to discuss about the order matters in modifiers. So at the first, when I was describing about the background and shifting, and when I switched it from here, the shuffled functions, then it mattered, because the order matters. Even if we are chaining these multiple attributes, multiple functions with these modifiers, then still the order matters, because all the functions are applied sequentially here. If I just apply the background here first, then it will apply the background first, and then the border will get applied. So in order to best describe this, I'll just write a padding here. Okay, so okay, let the rendering be complete. Okay, this is how it is currently showing. Now I'll just give a padding here, padding all equal to, let's say 30 dp. What will it will happen? It will apply the padding. It will first create a row, then it will fill its background with the green color, and then it will apply a padding, and the padding will be applied to all the children inside the column. But let me shuffle the sequence of this one, okay, and see what happens. Okay, you can see something interesting. Now sequence has been changed. So what happened? It first created a column, then it added a padding, and then it added a background. So the background will be applied to these composables, these children's, and this first padding will be applied, and then the background will be applied here. So this is the difference, because as the background is getting applied later, so the background is only getting applied to this much of area and not to the padding. And earlier what was happening, background was, as soon as the column was created, background the color, if I have a background attribute here, so the background color was getting filled, and after that padding was getting applied. So this sequence matters in modifiers. So this is one of the things we need to remember while working with Compose. So that's it for the modifiers. There are a lot more properties about modifiers, but I had to limit the properties here in this video, and I have completed all the major properties. I believe that you will be required frequently while creating a UI. You can experiment with different functions in the modifiers and see how they differs, and how chaining those with different strategy makes your UI more different and creative. You can be so much creative with these modifiers. I hope now the concept of modifier is very clear to you. If you still have some doubts, then you can put your questions in the comment box below. I will try my best to answer those. If you like this video, then please click on like, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that when a new video is published, you will be get notified. We will meet in the next tutorial with some another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye, happy coding.